What's up, Dreamedia family? This is Zach and Chase. We're out here in Colorado. We are now officially your go-to smart home technology provider. And today I'd like to make you guys aware that we are integrating and selling here in Colorado everything Lutron. Lutron lighting, Lutron shades, Lutron fixtures, the full 9 yards. Today we're over in Vail Valley in the Avon Edwards area right under Beaver Creek, and we're going to be discussing Lutron lighting and shades. I have Chase here, and he is our specialist on smart homes. We do everything from the ground up. If you're building a new home, you have a retro, maybe something that you're remodeling on a killer lot and you are tearing it down to the studs, those are the ideal, best possible times for you guys to call us, get us in, and develop the system from the ground up. And everything's hardwired and planned out perfectly. Now, we also offer retro situations for existing homes where maybe you're not remodeling, and
Which is what I'm sitting in today.
exactly.
Yeah.
So we have solutions for every homeowner, and Lutron is one of our best-selling products for your lighting control, your shade control, which here in Colorado are right above Wi-Fi essentials. You know, in every single home, I get my Wi-Fi network in, I get my lighting control in, and my shades day one. Those three topics, these products are absolutely required, in my opinion, especially with the harsh sun that we get up here in Colorado. If you've never experienced automated shades, it is a life changer. I can't go without it now. I don't know how I ever lived.
It's hard without automating shades before. You know, I go to a hotel. I'm just sitting across the room and I'm like about to fall asleep, but the lights are still on.
And then you got to get up. You're like,
Oh,
once you've had it, you're like spoiled.
too much. And
So in today's video, guys, we're gonna discuss in detail what we've done in this home, but also reference some other homes. I mean, we've highlighted about 20 different properties that we've already finished up here in the Rockies. Stunning properties. And we're just extremely grateful that you guys trust us with these gorgeous homes. And we're going to continue to improve and deliver the industry-leading best experience for you guys here in the Rockies. All right, guys. Well, enough talking. Let's get into this video. Welcome back, Dreamedia family. We are absolutely honored to be here in this newly finished home. This is actually an existing property built in 2015, 10-year-old technology. We gutted it, brought it up to 2024 standards. Today, we're going to discuss lighting control as well as shade control primarily, but home automation as a whole.
Yeah.
How do we introduce technology that enhances your quality of light? So in today's video, we're going to be discussing lighting and shade control and how essential these components are to your quality of life. Luxury living is what we're talking about, guys. You walk into the home, you don't even have to walk into the home. You get close to your house and boom, the system is off to the races, adjusting those lights perfectly for you, depending on the time of day, getting those shades set right, so with that harsh light beaming in on your face or glare on your TV. It's the small details. And in today's video, Chase is going to kind of break down some of the core models and the different variants of Lutron lighting and shades that we have to offer, and how we can integrate these products into any home, old or new. Over to you, Chase.
So Lutron is one of our favorite brands because of how flexible they are. I mean, we're in a home that has most of the lighting infrastructure was deployed 15 years ago. We were able to integrate that to URC still. And that combines with the more modern lines for wireless solutions. So if you missed the ticker and you don't have centralized lighting panels, you don't have wired shades in your windowsill, that's not the end of the story. Zach's home is a great example. We centralized his lighting and shades after the fact through wireless solutions and still got him luxury feel.
And I was really bummed out at my house. I have a new home in the brand new, pretty new, 2022, at beginning of 2022. And I would have expected more. This was honestly one of the reasons why I've become so passionate on educating builders, because I was so unhappy with my own home. The builders here in Colorado just aren't really with it. I'm sorry. We work all around the country, and the level of expectation of homeowners, probably because it's so beautiful here and people are outside, is pretty low. They just don't know that it's an option, and the builders just don't care to learn or educate. So that's what we're here for. My own home had no shade wiring at all. And although I wanted it, the builder wouldn't let me get into the home because I financed. I didn't pay cash. So they're like, it's not your house. I'm like, I dealt with it. Luckily, technology has been continuing to get better year after year, and I chose Screen Innovations shades in my home specifically because they had these magnetic charging ports. So like this home was built in the 2010-ish. I don't know. We'd have to look it up.
Somewhere back there.
It's not that old, but it's not that new. If any of these windows right here wanted to get window coverings, we have solutions for that don't require 10D batteries. These Lutron has good rechargeable batteries options now, right? Or are they still there?
We're still on D cell. We now are up to 4 to 8 year lifespans on that.
Okay.
So with the that was the big frustrating before. You throw a bunch of D cell batteries into a shade, and then you're going up there every couple months, because once the batteries start running, they're dissipating, right?
Yeah, my last house, I was having to change them out at least every year.
Yeah.
And it was like $600, $700 in batteries.
So I'm sure it's coming, but what Lutron focused on was building a capacitor system in the shade where it winds up like a spring essentially. Okay. So once that spring is wound up and engaged, the most battery dissipation you'll have in a wireless shade is at motor startup. So with that spring cranked up, it starts the motor for you, and then you're just sustaining the motor speed with the batteries, which is now skyrocketing lengths that the batteries can last.
So it's kind of like on the cars, the electronic cars, as well as like the e-bikes, bicycles, like all of these
battery braking.
That's what I was about to talk. Yeah, it's kind of like that though.
Yeah.
To where like if I'm going down a hill on my e-bike or in a Tesla, it's recharging that battery.
Yeah.
Because the motor's running in reverse, it's recharging the battery. That's essentially what they're doing with the shake.
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah. So we've Lutron's come a long way with that technology, but I do love Screen Innovations rechargeable batteries with the little magnetic clip.
The magnetic port's nice.
It's cheaper. It comes. D-cell batteries are not the cheapest battery of the market. Okay. You have and we have finds like this where they'll have 40, 50 palladium wire-free Lutron shades that just are stomach and function fantastic, rock solid reliable. But then every couple of years, when you replace the batteries, all of a sudden you've got a several $100 battery bill to keep your shades running. Whereas in Zach's home, we're literally just recharging the battery pack in there. And yes, eventually, several years down the line, you may replace that battery rack, but it's nowhere near as much waste as burning through hundreds of D-cell batteries.
I put the order in for my Screen Innovation shade. It was like $100,000 order before I even closed on the home because I had to have my shades in. It was like the second week after I moved in, the shades came in, and I installed the entire house shade system by myself.
Isn't it cool that
they went up really easily, and through the Somfy app, they paired seamless very quickly. But
pulled straight into URC the same way you love with Lutron.
Yep.
Full control. Because Zach's is actually a very unique home in that the lighting and shade treatment are different brands.
Yes.
Which I don't see that often. So his lighting infrastructure is Lutron. Screens are Screen Innovations. And from his end user experience, you can't tell. No, you would think they were Lutron babes or another lighting solution that was native with Selfie. And it's, thank you, URC. It's just a seamless product. Seamless user experience at the end of the day.
Yeah. So this video was primarily to just discuss that we put Lutron lighting
integrated into the URC platform for this home takeover that we just did. But we're also just making you guys generally aware that we have these solutions in general. It's not necessarily for us about the brand. We have our favorites, don't get me wrong here, but also a lot of those favorites are going to be recommended dependent base. Every home is going to have different requirements, and here at Dreamedia, we pride ourselves on just having the solutions ready to go for you guys. So what we offer from Lutron is full lighting control. No matter what the square footage of the home is, we have different tiers, different programs within Lutron dependent on the size of the home. We have hybrid flex solutions for maybe takeover jobs where if we're coming in and they're tearing it down to the studs, and maybe we don't want to rewire the entire home, but we can wire some aspects. We also have complete panelized the lighting for new construction to where maybe you're going super minimal, super clean, and you don't want to see little light switches all over your walls throughout the entire house. We can put a couple touch screens in the main rooms and have
none. If you
well,
yeah,
lights.
you could have nothing on the wall.
You could literally have nothing but a clean, nice interface that does your HVAC or your radiant heat in this situation, controls your lights, controls your shades, and your audio video with one easy to use interface rather than cluttering up your wall with a ton of different plates. Now, keep in mind, we do have custom plates available, different light switches. You want to talk
Really buzz shot. Yeah. And so typically, if you walked into a Lutron home or any smart home,
maybe now would be a good opportunity for us to put on some B-roll of Chase at CET with Greg and show some of those faceplates as he talks.
So yeah, you're right. No, you're good. So we have, like, I'm just thinking from the viewer's perspective. You walk into a home, you hear smart lighting, you look, you've got these plastic keypads.
Yep.
That they're really nicely labeled. They're backlit LED, but you know, sometimes there's something more to be desired than just a stock color in plastic on your wall.
Yeah.
So we can get in, you can pick metal choices. They can be fabricated, engraved on metal through a lease. Really cool stuff. You can even get rid of your rounded plates. Go for more elegant square plates, custom designable colors. I mean, the sky's really the limit.
Yeah, man.
With that, I mean, we even have options where you can have a keypad that is a solid slat of granite that is fully controllable for your light loads, your HVAC. You just start playing music from.
Wow.
It's getting really cool. I don't know if we B-roll that from this CD yet, but I'll go ahead and upload some for the editing crew.
Yeah.
Of that, of a granite keypad. So you can really my favorite application was seeing that to a wine cellar. You walk into a wine cellar, everything is this beautiful granite tile layout. And then you have this weird plastic white switch sitting on the wall that kind of throws off the vibe. Recessed granite keypad that just, you know, if it's not even on, you'd have no idea what's going on. Yeah, it just seamlessly integrates. And the same thing goes for, as we start shades. We don't just have your typical outside of the window shade with the pre-built metal. So essentially you can order a shade that goes inside the windowsill without a covering. That's just a clean metal look. You can go for a pocket shade that's recessed up into a window pocket. You can go for an outside mount. What I love about moving to an outside mount is that we can get into dual rollers at that time.
I'll tell you what, guys, I am pretty jealous at some of these homeowners' houses. We went to one the other day over in Breckenridge, and I was very, very jealous. I so really wanted to do the dual rollers just to have that flexibility. And for the most part, I haven't had a ton of situations where I need it. But I'll have to say, it is nice having the flex. Do you want to talk about that home and maybe we throw some B-roll of them in action? Talk about the different types of fabric that you had and why?
Yeah. So real quick, let me blow through the rest of this topic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. So we have the outside mounted shades. And at that point, Weather Screen Innovations, where Lutron, or Lutron, you can have custom metal balances made from a manufacturer that are really low profile because they are built specifically around that shade motor in custom colors, custom powder coating metal, or what I think looks awesome in these Colorado homes where the feature of the houses are normally windows and lumber, you can just put them on the framing above and then have your favorite carpenter come out and match your cabinetry, match your door frames with the valances. So pretty much for any design stuff, we have a shaded solution for that.
Yes.
Piggybacking off of that, then we get into material options.
Yeah, what Chase just discussed, I kind of jumped the gun there previously, but what Chase is discussing is just the housing that holds the fabric.
And how it's mounted to your window, yes.
And how it's mounted and the types of options that are available there. Now we're going to talk about the fabric that comes out.
Yeah. So while there are endless colors and fabric selections across the manufacturers, so, you may really like a manufacturer, not have the right fabric. We can get you there. You can also even order custom shades that are secondary, like you have a third-party fabric integrated into a drapery or shade solution with your favorite providers. But we pretty much break those down, layman's term, into two categories: blackouts and shears.
Yeah.
Okay, so in Zach's house, it's almost kind of like a hybrid. You have shears that are pretty close to all light rejecting in the main area, right? And then your theater are true blackouts.
Yeah, it doesn't, it's a thick fabric, so I can't see out and they can't see in. It still lets a little bit of light in.
Yeah.
But in all of the bedrooms and the movie room, I just did straight blackout.
Yeah.
But all of them were picked. What's cool is the fabric looks the same on blackout and the light filter.
Yeah.
It's just my wife wanted that gray look to match our mountain modern feel. So like we have brown powder coated housings and a gray fabric, but the fabric on light filtering and blackout are almost identical.
Yeah. And it's just how much light that's actually letting through to the space at the end of the day. So depending on what you're looking for, you can find the right fabric in the right color. So you can have, like he's saying, mix and match, which you don't see too much, but really should be utilized more. There's no reason to have a blackout in this space that you're only in when you're trying to experience the mountains. You want a sun cheer here,
Yeah.
but then a sun cheer in a bedroom, you're still waking up at 6 a.m. So you can mix and match those solutions and get to a light filtering or a light eliminating shade. And where this really piggybacks off of with the Lutron Spree Innovation lighting control conversation is when I hear light treatment, okay, most people think the lights on the walls. Well, if we were to go ahead and treat the lights, every light lit in this house like we did, how does that really result in light treatment without a shade solution to control the
Because light owls have ambient light.
Yeah, the light you're creating inside the home through your light fixtures is one aspect of lighting control. To really have true light treatment, you also have to deal with ambient light in these massive, beautiful windows behind us. Yeah. So they work in tandem together to actually get you from lighting control and shading control to a home light treatment solution. And at that point, now we're talking about home like health, wellness, circadian rhythm, really being able to manipulate the world, not only inside your house, but outside of your house to work for you in your lifestyles.
Yeah, that's the key, is getting the home to work for you and enhance your quality of life. So we discussed the different housing options for shades. We've discussed the different fabric materials. You guys know we can do different fabric materials in any room of the house, as well as the dual rollers. If you want the best of both worlds, you never want to have any regrets, go dual roller. It's just a little pricey, but it is sweet. Now we've talked about the lighting control and how we add different ability to control all of those lights with keypads and the different color option for keypads. They can get rid of the keypads altogether and do panelized lighting where it's all in the rack room and you have a touchscreen to control it all. Or maybe you don't even want a touchscreen, you just want an app.
Yeah.
Or maybe you want voice control.
That's how my house is. I've got no keypad interaction. I have dimmers that essentially mock any light switch that you'd see in a normal home. But I don't think I've touched a single light switch in a week.
Yeah.
I'm either running pre-built commands for the home, or I'm just saying bathroom lights 25%.
Yeah.
So
you have this variety of different control options as well. Whether you want to go manual, touchscreen, or go voice control. Now, I think the last thing to discuss is that we also offer the actual lighting fixtures.
Yes.
So talk about the lighting fixtures and talk about how they had the addressable RGBW and how we can program these homes to follow the sun and literally improve the wellness of you as a person. You know, it can come in and emulate the temperature of the natural sunlight, improving your circadian rhythm.
Oh, yeah.
And allowing you to be more peaceful when you're in your home.
Yeah. Nothing is more shocking than a bright white LED at 100% when the sun's not up. So,
Should be illegal.
yeah, honest, if you don't, when you turn on a light, if you're reacting physically to the light in the space, something needs to change.
I mean, even just looking across the street at one of my new neighbors who have moved in, every night, he puts on his patio lights and every single light around his house is at full blast. It's like his football stadium over at his house. You glance over at my house and we're just talking exterior lighting alone. All of them are set at 13, 40, 23, 19. Every from an outside point of view, from the street view, I sat back there and just tweaked them all to where my whole home is just getting off this very relaxing, nice vibe.
And that is the control Lutron or lighting solution can provide when you move into a home where you didn't get to hand curate the fixtures from the beginning. So we've got a bunch of different lighting fixtures from different manufacturers. We've got different bulbs that react differently to the lighting fixtures. And then all of a sudden, now in your living room, your cans at 15 may match your chandelier at 45, right?
Yep.
And we're able to bring that down to a usable level. That, in Zach's home, would be considered a retrofit lighting solution.
Yeah.
Whereas now we have the capabilities through a brand that's inside the Lutron house called Chetra that I love. So that allows us to pull one wire, okay, to every one of these light fixtures and jump them off. And then, like Zach said, these fixtures are IP addressable. So that lets us get really crazy. So typically, if you have a bunch of, almost everyone in their great room or living room will have at least one or two zones where when you hit a light switch, you have 8 cans come on, right? With Ketra, you don't need all 8 of them to come on. You can pick and choose, even though they're on the power line, right? And like Zach said, we have full temperature customizable. We're talking candlelight to moonlight, all the way to that bright white. Maybe I'm prepping something in the kitchen, need a ton of light.
Yep.
And we have those track where the sun is, much the same way you put on, what is it on your iPhone that takes the blue light out of your screen so that when you're looking at your phone at night, it's not as harsh?
Yeah,
We're doing the same thing.
yeah, exactly. Higher house. It's stimulating, the blue light on your phone is stimulating your mind,
Yeah,
waking you up.
when you don't need it to.
I mean, there's sleep studies done on what screen time does to you and your sleep schedule. And what this can do is literally improve your sleep cycle.
Yeah. And not only are we tracking for health there, but then you get the fancy part of Ketra,
Yep.
which is also full RGB capability.
RGBW.
Yeah.
So you're getting that white balance, the soft white to super bright white, like your 2000 to 4000 Kelvin. But then you're getting the party stuff, the fun stuff, the holidays, the birthdays,
Yeah, it's a game day. Throw your favorite color. Let's go. Do whatever you might. But
fun stuff. So get some examples of fun stuff.
okay, so we're building a Ketra system into a home in Austin, Texas right now. Specifically, so when we got into the home, they had already met. We got it a little later, but still super early. So there was a lot of the electric run to some centralized zone, which kind of eliminated some of the Ketra options to us. But for the expansion wings, we're able to go full in, which is specifically, basically just a giant man cave. We've got a killer movie theater that Cal is designing. It's going to be a showstopper. And then right next to it, we've got a game room with a jumbotron in the mill over a pull tape. Every light in there is run on Ketra. So when he comes in for game day, college football and college basketball are his
You got him programmed in a little scene that puts it on his
favorite colors.
Nice.
He can go ahead and drop in the colors of the competitive team. So he's hosting party days. It's just a really vibrant space. And then for that same experience, that takes him into his theater. Well, maybe he's watching, maybe he's watching Star Wars. It's got the Jedi and the Sith colors on the side. But beyond that with Ketra, when it's late at night and he's trying to watch, maybe he doesn't want to watch out his screen, he's dropping the Kelvin to candle it. So all of a sudden, his light fixtures on the side, instead of putting out these bright white LEDs or blues in the content you don't need to get out of your film, we can really just create a warm room.
Drops it down to like 3,000 Kelvin, maybe 4 or 5%.
It's just the ultimate in lighting flexibility at the end of the day. Yeah. So it's also
Optimization. It's kind of like our control systems. We just made a video about URC and how custom we can make these systems, and how we really do like to go through phases of customizing these systems after the initial deployment to be specific to each homeowner's wants and needs and their lifestyle, their schedules, all of that. The same thing goes for the lighting control and even shade control. It's all about designing these systems and thinking through potential lifestyle applications as early on as possible. That way down the road, you don't have the regrets.
Yeah, I think one thing we skipped over really quick with Ketra, very simple to begin it. We talked about how you buy the Ketra lighting fixtures, right?
Yeah.
So we can throw on B-roll of the D2 and the D3 lighting fixture, small aperture. They can be square or circular openings that go into your house and are addressable lighting for the beginning. But we can also have you pick out your favorite design with fixtures and just throw in Ketra bulbs to retrofit, so that you're not, if the Ketra fixture lineup doesn't quite meet your design needs.
Yeah.
Then we can go in after, we could throw on some B-roll of that like 140 Ketra bulb fixture that got real funky in the main CET conference room. So it is more flexible than we let off at the beginning. You don't have to go full Ketra lighting fixtures to have that Ketra experience at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You could bring your favorite chandelier, your favorite lamps, and add that into the system to complement your Ketra lighting fixtures.
I think that's super cool. Guys, the name of the game is solutions. Here at Dreamedia, we are leading the charge, raising the bar up here in Colorado, and leading and educating builders and homeowners on the industry-leading practices for 2025. We can't tell you guys how grateful we are for everybody who has supported us already. Thank you guys for all the business. If you're a homeowner watching this and you haven't worked with Dreamedia, reach out today. Ask about our Dreamedia Plus program. This is a program that we've initiated to go above and beyond, deliver that white glove service, industry leading. I would say beyond industry leading. We are wanting to raise the bar, guys. We're trying to be the best of the best, and we want to grow into a national integration brand. So here in Colorado, we're leading the charge and laying out VIP service plans and trying to get these homes on the forefront.
They take every bit of worry off the homeowner's plate.
Yeah, just making it easy. You guys tell us, kind of what your lifestyle's like, what's important to you, and then we're going to do the rest. We're going to ask you qualifying questions and program these systems to work for you. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative and helping you make a buying decision. If you liked it, be sure to give us a big thumbs up, and do not forget to smash that subscribe button down below for more. Till next time, this is Zach and Chase with Dreamedia out here high on the Colorado Rocky Mountains. Today we're in Bill Valley. Tomorrow we'll be somewhere else. We'll see somewhere else. We're all over the state. We'd love the opportunity to earn your business. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.